Sure, I'm not. Look at you. You're so trendy.
Yeah, with my Carhartt.
Yeah, you're super trendy. How do you get to be so trendy?
All I want to do is wear a beanie because my hair is always greasy and I feel like I'm just balding.
Yeah, that's fair. I always feel that way too because
and it's cold.
I touch my hair all the time.
And I got this green one on sale.
I got it for $1.
It was $16.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm ignorant.
Yeah, how dare you not know how much a Carhartt on sale is, bitch.
Yeah, that's true. I'm an ignoramus. It's like a ramus. I also hope that I researched the right thing.
Yeah, I was also thinking, I was like, did Shay already do this topic? I always think that when I get crime.
Oh, I also meant like
because I never
the
get
right
crime.
Topic because I don't. I'm like
you don't remember if you actually
I'm pretty
rolled?
sure it was history.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Oh,
I think
do you want me to press? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we need to do the other thing?
What other thing?
Oh, you already have.
I already did it. I went ahead because I was gonna forget.
That thing you do.
I do it very well. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year to ya. Happy New Year. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to 2023, bitches.
I mean, we're here. Semi-queer. You're pointing to the obvious.
Yes, and hello.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the show, the podcast show. It's been a year.
Oh yeah, that
feels like it's been a year.
That has a bite to it.
You guys like this drink? Should we just start talking about our drink?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to 30ish, where we roll the dice to choose a topic on what we want to talk about, and we rant and rave about
anything
what we're talking about.
Yes,
and we have fun. But our drink today.
Yes. What's the bite on the end?
Beet?
No, that tastes like
turmeric.
Dirty. Maybe it's turmeric.
Ginger. Carrot. Apple. No. That's all that's in here.
I can't taste the apple, but I think it's the turmeric.
Did you guys get all those?
Yeah, they're writing them all down.
Yeah, so it's all that kind of juice: ginger, beet, turmeric, carrot, apple. I think that's it. And then some club soda. Is that what it's called? Soda water.
It's the same thing.
And then also a little bit of tangerine blood orange spindrift.
Oh, you put a lot of shit in
vodka.
There. Yeah, it's good.
And it's a beautiful color.
Super good.
And my dog's hair is on it. And it's a beautiful day.
Might be my dog's, but it's fine.
Did you guys survive the holidays? Did you guys make it? Did you guys get some cool shit from Santa?
I mean, I know I didn't. Just some coal.
Because you got a lump of coal, Shay?
No, it doesn't matter.
Did you ever get coal when you were little?
I got I got the bubble gum coal because they're like, well, they don't want it to be completely
rude,
whatever. So they're like, have some gum that will lose its flavor in 2 seconds. I'm like, thanks.
It was Did
you ever get coal?
Oh yeah, I did one time. Me and my sister did, and then we threw it in the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was it, like a joke?
Shout out to Danielle, my older sis. It wasn't a joke.
It wasn't a joke? Like you guys were little assholes?
We were like little. We were little and we were assholes and we got coal in our stocking. We still got like some other presents. I was going to say, did you guys get other presents? But like we didn't get a stocking full of shit. We still probably got some presents. But we were like, oh my God. Yeah, also one time my parents turned around while we were driving to SeaWorld that was 6 hours away from us. My parents literally turned the car around. I think we were like 2 hours into the trip.
And they were like,
if you guys don't shut up back there, we're going to turn the car around. And we were like, meh. And then they did. And we didn't go to SeaWorld.
Have you ever been to SeaWorld?
Only once.
It's not that great. It's really sad.
It's a horrible place. I used to want to be a whale trainer, though. So.
Oh, everybody did. Like, you got to, like...
I wanted to be a marine biologist.
Yeah.
Who else?
Which everyone was like, you don't really need to know a lot of science to train whales. It's fine.
Actually, that was the main thing that you had to learn. You had to know marine biology if you wanted to actually be a marine whale trainer, and you had to be really good at swimming, and you had to hold your breath for a long time. I had a book about it, bitch.
But I also thought like it was like a whole thing in Blackfish where it was like you didn't have to. No, that's right, because
according to this book. This book told me what I needed to do. They hired
scientists, and not really like they're like, we don't know how to be animal trainers. I know a lot about killer whales, but like to train them to go, I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't need to
It doesn't matter. It's fine. They're free now, so it's
anyways, I'm glad I'm not a whale trainer because that is some horrible shit.
Well, maybe it was good that your parents turned around.
They ingrained that in me, which made me realize I should turn my back on their industry. And so I did, and now I'm a chef and podcaster and a humanitarian.
You are, Brie.
Advocate
really
for nature.
You're a goodwill ambassador for Fort Collins. It's great.
For the world,
For the world, I'm sorry.
For all of nature.
Oh, well, can we also discuss...
I speak for the trees. Yeah. Anyway. Happy New Year.
Mr. Lorax.
Mr. Lorax, that's me. I'm Mrs.
I'm sorry, that was wrong.
Because I'm a she.
I didn't know what your pronouns were.
Well, now you know, bitch.
Okay, so you also got me something amazing for my birthday.
I did. It's like a birthday Christmas present.
It's a light bright.
Look at that. You guys, we're going to need to draw some things on the light bright. It's real.
It is real.
It's not amazing. Even LED. Probably. No, is it?
Mean, I'm pretty sure it is. Here, we can
there's the old kind LED.
Thing. Isn't this like a thing that kids do with video games and shit?
Oh, adults do it. People in their 30s do it too. Unboxing.
Oh, here we go. Hashtag Lightbright. Hashtag Unboxing. Sponsor us.
Yeah, Lightbright, Hasbro, or
I would proudly wear that.
Wonder who makes Lightbright.
I think it's Hasbro.
It's got to be
I'm
Mattel.
Pretty sure it's on.
It's got to be fucking.
It's Hasbro, bitch.
Right the first time. Hasbro represents. Hope you guys had a great holiday season.
Yeah.
We certainly did. Yeah, I went to Ohio for 2 weeks.
I just chilled out in Manitou Springs for a couple days.
That's a cute little Christmas spot.
Yeah, it was adorable.
Were you like snowed in, frozen over there? Because
no, it was actually really nice. It was super mild over there.
Oh, it was like a little bubble.
Batteries.
Oh, yeah. Shit. That does not look the same as it used to.
No, remember it was like the whole triangle thing, and it stuck out, and then it would be hot to the touch when you burned your hand.
I'm kind of pissed.
You got third-degree burns when you would touch it.
I'm kind of pissed. Well, I guess it kind of looks okay.
I mean, it's in a thin box. What do you think it was going to happen?
You know, I don't know. Where are the lights in there?
Oh.
Where are the bright lights?
Oh.
The light lights.
Can you imagine? They're like sold separately.
Like, actually, you actually have to get the lights differently. And they're just little, like, crystal things. They're not actually lights, right? Because then it just lights up behind it.
Yeah, look.
Or what is it?
No, they're like what they were before. No, but they're harder. They're not like a plastic thing where you could chew on them when you would need an oral fixation.
Chew on that. You could try.
I used to.
Might be like the Grinch.
They also had different colors.
But wait, before we open it,
okay.
Can we do some ASMR with this?
No, fine. I really don't like this.
You don't?
It's like.
Well, I just remember like the glass, like how it sounded. It doesn't sound as good in this bag.
No, well, I think it's also they're made differently. They feel like plexiglass. They don't feel like a rubber. You're gonna break it.
Yeah, you open this. I'm just like ripping it.
Fine. I think it has a good taste. Anyway,
well, while you do that,
yes,
yeah. So you were in Manitou Springs for Christmas.
Yeah, so I was in Manitou Springs. We just hung out, played some games.
What games?
Played Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Turns out I'm not. So,
well,
there's that.
A lot of us aren't.
I think the Texas education system failed me horribly because I didn't know half those fucking questions.
Yes, that's okay.
But I also I was not like a all A student either, so.
And also it's like sometimes you don't remember, like you don't learn about those things again, like.
No.
Since you're in 5th grade. So how are there's a couple other things you've been thinking about.
People, I can't even probably write correctly anymore, to be real with you.
No, they don't even learn how to.
They don't learn how to do cursive anymore. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did, and it's horrible.
Which is bullshit because that was awful.
I love cursive.
Do you?
Yeah, except the Z. I could never quite get the Z down.
It's like 3 like little humps, and then it was just like a. I just like how ones were like
it was
so
like,
different, and the other ones were like completely the same.
Big hump, and then like a little hump, and then it was like a big loopy scoop. Mm-hmm. A scoop.
A scoopity scoop. Anyway,
yeah,
I'm still just going at this, but what did you roll? We can keep it going.
I rolled crime.
I'm excited for you.
I think I rolled crime.
You did.
And I don't get crime a lot, and I think this is like a...
Look at that. Boop.
Sorry, guys, we're taking a pause to... I thought they were more glassy.
They used to be like more, I think, more glassy. That feels like it's like plexiglass. Which I think it probably
doesn't tingle like it used to. And by tingle...
Tingle? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my word.
I didn't mean tingle.
Sure you didn't.
Do you guys hear that noise? Like, that little... with the little light brights.
I think you should just have a podcast with you just attempting to make imitating ASMR. That'd be great.
This is the sound a light bright makes.
Perfect. My word.
Okay. Anyways, I rolled crime.
Yes. And I think I rolled history. So, I guess here we go.
If we are wrong, well, that's what you're getting today.
Yeah, mine's kind of
so if you guys want to fact check us on the last episode to see if we rolled the right thing and we researched the right thing,
yeah,
you let us know. Just kidding. We did.
It's fine.
That's right.
We know what we're doing. We're professionals.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, cool. Well, it's nice to be back in the hot seats of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to be back on the hot mics.
Yes.
Hot seats and hot mics.
You know it.
Shall we get into it?
I think so.
Because I feel like mine might be a little longer than I want.
Really? Mine's not too long, so.
I just always have so many fun facts that I learn, and then I'm like,
I love that.
I gotta say that too. So I do.
Especially with crime. Okay.
Yeah. And also it's... So you did history? Is yours crimey?
No, not even the slightest.
Okay, good, because mine is pretty fucking crimey.
Oh. Mine's pretty
it's grimy crimey.
Mine will definitely be a palate cleanser to whatever comes out of your mouth.
Thank God, because I wanted to throw up when I was researching this.
I'm so excited.
Here we go. That's your trigger warning, okay?
Okay.
All right. We love you. We thank you, and good night. Goodbye.
You're there.
I guess see you soon. Bye. Okay, guys. Are you ready for my crime story?
So ready.
Good, because I'm not.
Are you not?
No, I'm ready.
Okay.
All right. Today we're going to be talking about a woman and her lover.
Ooh, my favorite.
And I'm like, did Shay already do this? I'm not going to go like this the whole time either. Is that your dog?
Yeah, she's fine. I don't know what she wants. There must be like a toy.
I'm not comfortable.
Yeah, you do you. I'm gonna
get this. Okay, there we go.
She wants. What do you want?
That feels better.
Oh, there's balls.
Oh, balls.
Is this what you want?
Oh, balls.
I don't know what that is. Just a flashlight.
A flashlight?
Oh, not a flashlight. A nightlight. My bad.
Okay. I said a flashlight.
A flashlight. Well, it's a different kind of story for a different kind of day.
Different kind of day.
Different kind of podcast.
Different.
All right.
Very different. Not so different.
That's, yeah, depending.
But different.
Let's see what yours is about.
All right, guys. So we're talking about a woman named Myra Hindley.
Myra.
And her,
I've not
and her
heard
lover,
of this.
Ian Brady.
Oh. Where was the inspiration for this?
The inspiration was I have a list in my Google Keep notes in my phone.
Oh, nice.
That I've had going for a while, and this has been on the list for a while, and I revisited it, and I was like, who's this bitch? And I was like, well, I'm gonna do that, and then I was like, oh my god, she is a crazy bitch.
I'm excited.
So I literally have no idea how I really came across her. I just remember writing it down, and it's written
there you
down.
are. Okay.
Now it's off my checklist.
I love it. Let's go.
So Myra Hindley. She was once considered the most evil woman in Britain.
Oh.
And she was the chilling killer behind the infamous Moors murders.
Okay.
Do you know what the Moors are? No, not the people.
Not the people.
No.
I don't know if I do. But I guess I'm going to learn today.
You're going to learn right now. The Moors were in England, and they were a range of hills in the north the north of the country, near the border with Scotland. Okay, picture this. Picture it.
Picture this.
Can you picture it? And they were an area of wild and rugged beauty with high mountains and deep valleys, perfect for hiding bodies.
But of course.
Okay, so it's obviously still there, the Moors. And here we go. Between 1963 and 1965, Miss Myra Hindley with her lover, Ian. Wow,
yeah. I'm watching this whole thing happen.
I was just trying to grab my hair and it kept moving the other way. That was really hard. Okay.
I'm watching the struggle.
It's fucking real, bitch. Okay. Myra Hindley and her lover, Ian Brady.
1 minute.
That's just Shay's tiny dog that sounded like a little warthog.
Come here.
Oh man, that was silly.
Okay, anyway. Move on.
Okay. Lured 4 children to the Saddleworth Moor, which is an isolated area 15 miles outside of Manchester, England. They lured them there and killed them.
Oh.
5 children, actually, I thought it was.
Oh my, this really goes off the gate. Okay.
Yeah, so here we go.
Jesus.
They also molested them.
Oh,
too,
just for shits and gigs.
Here we go. So, a little backstory. Hindley was born in a working class suburb of Manchester in July of 1942.
Okay.
She grew up in a repressive, impoverished household. Surprise, it was also abusive.
Really?
Her dad abused her.
Shocking.
Surprise. Bobby, his name was Bob. He was a laborer who served in the parachute regiment in the Second World War.
Okay.
And he beat her regularly when she was young, but also taught her how to fight and use violence to solve conflicts. Perfect recipe for success.
Magnifical.
And health.
Yeah.
Mental health. All of it. So when her sister Maureen was born in 1946, Hindley was sent to live with her grandmother, where she had a normal childhood, readying herself for formal reception into the Catholic Church.
Oh, okay.
And then in 1961, so when she was about 18 years old, and she was working as a typist at the Millward Merchandise, Hindley met a man named Ian Brady. And Ian Brady at the time was a stock clerk, fresh out of prison.
Okay.
So hot.
Just hot.
Obviously. And despite learning that Brady had a criminal record for a string of burglaries, she was obsessed with him.
Oh, like
Bonnie and threw Clyde. All the red flags out the window and said, "I love you."
Yeah, she don't care.
Ian.
Love is blind.
Love is blind, and she was blindly following Ian.
Yes.
And
okay.
His psycho-ness himself.
Perfect.
So, I guess I can give you a little backstory on Mr. Ian for a second.
Okay.
Little backstory on him. He, his mother neglected him, and he was raised by foster parents in the Gorbals, which is Glasgow, Germany, right?
Okay.
That's the toughest, or England. It's toughest slum.
Okay.
And after a spree of petty crime as a teenager, the court sent him to Manchester to live with his mum and her new husband, Patrick Brady, where he took his name. So he became Ian Brady.
Ian Brady.
And then he continued his criminal activities and developed into a teenage alcoholic. And then he pursued his new interests, which I'll talk about very shortly. So I have to scroll back up to my other part. So she was in love with him. She was infatuated. And after a year, the pair began to have a love affair. And they began living together.
Okay.
At her grandmother's house.
Cool.
So speaking of obsessed, Brady was also obsessed with Nazi philosophy and Nazi criminals and all things Nazi.
Sweet.
So that's sweet.
That's pretty
and
cool.
like sadism and shit like that. So
just really top notch
really,
stuff.
really cool shit.
Really expands the mind.
And on their first date, Brady took her to see a movie about the Nuremberg trials, which was a big
for her first date.
Yeah, first date. So that's good.
And she was like, "This is the one."
She was like, "God, I love him.
I can't wait to procreate.
Can't get enough.
Make more Aryan babies."
Yeah, so speaking of that, they read to each other from a book about Nazi atrocities on their lunch breaks.
Jesus.
And Myra even eventually altered her appearance to replicate the Aryan ideal, dyeing her hair blonde, wearing dark red lipstick. And their interests became increasingly perverse and would talk about committing crimes together.
As you
which
do.
Which is what this evolved into.
Such 8th date material.
And Brady would talk about how he wanted to commit the perfect murder.
And
they would daydream about robberies that would make them rich. I mean, I kind of do that too sometimes. Just the robbery part.
Especially since the pandemic, I'm like, absolutely. Like, what
would happen? What's the worst that could happen?
What would be the worst that could happen? It would be
pretty hard to do that.
It's fine. It's fine.
Nobody flag me. It's a joke.
Maybe.
So they ultimately decided that murder was more their style, or at least Ian did.
Yeah.
Or both. Who knows, really? They're both fucking dead, so. Anyway.
That's true.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
They gone.
God, I can't fucking talk. So in 1963, they took the life of their first victim.
And who was it?
Miss Pauline Reed, age 16.
Oh,
she was on her way to a dance. She was a schoolmate of Myra Hindley, which was Myra's younger sister. What a little bitch.
Wow, what an asshole.
Like, oh, my first victim? Yeah. So Hindley had lured the teenager to settle with more like they did with the rest of them, with all of them, but this was the first one, so let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Aww.
Under the pretense of helping Miss Hindley find a glove. She was like, oh, I lost my glove. Can you help me find it? And she like lured him into the car or something. And then they drove off to the moors. The moor.
And then what happened?
According to Brady, Hindley helped sexually assault her before her throat was slashed twice.
Jesus.
16-year-old girl. And they were like...
How old were these people at this point?
Okay,
do you know?
She was 18 in...
Oh my God. Oh,
Hold on. She was 19.
She was only 19 years old?
Yeah.
And how old was he? I don't know why, but I imagine him kind of a little bit older.
I do too, but I think he was only like a year older than her.
Oh, okay. So he was a young, crazy buck too.
I need to fact check that.
You're fine. Austin,
get to it. Okay, next up is a little boy named John Kilbride.
Oh.
Kilbride. On November 23rd, 1963, so just a couple months later.
They were like, I'm itching. I got a scratch.
Yeah, they had to scratch it, I guess.
Okay. So what happened?
Myra approached a 12-year-old John Kilbride and offered him a lift home. Okay. Brady later sexually assaulted him and attempted to slit his throat with a 6-inch serrated blade. Oh, serrated. Fuck. But ended up fatally strangling him instead.
What? The serrated knife didn't hurt him?
He decided that he didn't want to do that, so he ended up strangling him with a piece of string.
I mean, with a piece of string?
Yeah.
Just one string?
I guess.
Okay. I don't know what's worse, if that or a serrated knife. I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway. Next up. June 16th, 1964, so the next year, a boy named Keith Bennett was on his way to his grandmother's house.
Okay.
When Hindley lured him into her van.
Okay.
She drove to the lay-by, which is a rest stop in England. A lay-by, it's called.
I like that. Pleasant.
They drove to a lay-by on the moor, and Brady took the boy while Hindley kept watch.
Okay.
Brady reappeared 30 minutes later after apparently sexually assaulting and strangling Keith.
Oh.
He was not charged for Keith's murder, but admitted to it in 1985.
Oh.
He ended up doing that
See, a lot of good things happened in 85.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Just wait, Shay. Keith's body is actually the only one that has never been found.
Oh, that's sad.
And as neither Brady nor Hindley revealed the location before they both died.
Damn. That's fucked up.
So next up is a girl named Leslie Ann Downey. One of the worst of them. In search of another victim, the couple visited a fairground on Boxing Day in 1964 and came across a little girl who was only 10 years old named Leslie Ann Downey. She was their youngest victim. And they convinced her to help them unload some groceries from their car.
No, stranger danger.
Which, remember when I helped people unload their groceries?
And, like, drove them all the way up to a place?
Thank God nothing happened.
But still.
But it was different.
You drove them.
Anyways, this is fucked up. I'm warning you now, this is fucked up. So.
Fuck. Let me take a sip of my
drink. They lured her back to. Yeah, me too. Okay, they lured her back to their house, aka the Hindley's grandma's house.
Right. Very Dahmer.
Yeah, very. Everything happened at the grandma's house, just like Dahmer.
You.
So Dahmer really was marveling
a copycat.
Them,
yeah,
rivaling them or copying them.
Yeah.
So they lured her back to the house where she was undressed, gagged, and forced to pose for photographs.
Jesus.
Recorded her for 16 minutes as she begged for help. Ian Brady then raped and strangled her. The following morning, Brady and Hindley drove with Downey's body to Saddleworth Moor, where she was buried naked with her clothes at her feet in a shallow grave.
Jesus Christ.
Apparently, it was later said that it was unclear how Leslie died, even though they said she was strangled, but apparently they didn't really find out how she actually died.
Oh.
So, great.
I mean, yeah. Shock.
But their brutal killing spree finally came to an end in 1965. But
well, that's nice. That's good.
On October 6, 1965, to be specific, Brady met a 17-year-old boy, an apprentice engineer at named Edward Evans at a Manchester Central Railway station.
Okay.
And invited him to his home, where Brady beat him to death with an axe.
Oh my God.
Yeah, psycho.
What? Okay.
The couple had become close with Hindley's brother-in-law, David Smith, and that night, Smith had come to the house on Brady's request to pick up some wine bottles. Okay. And while waiting for Brady to deliver the wine, Smith overheard Brady beating Edward to death with an axe. Initially, Smith agreed to help him get rid of the body.
Oh, shit.
But when Smith got home, he told his wife, Hindley's younger sister, Maureen, who they killed her fucking classmate.
Right. She's like,
and he told her,
no.
Yeah, he told her what happened, and they agreed to report the crime to the police, which they did the next day.
She fucking was like, this is what's going to happen next. And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on October 7th, 1965, police arrested the couple. Okay. At first, they both maintained their innocence. But acting on a tip from Smith, police found a suitcase in the railway station containing photographs and the audio recording documenting Downey's torture.
Oh my.
A search of Myra Hindley's house also revealed a notebook with John Kilbride scribbled on the pages. Cool. So police found photos of the couple on Saddleworth Moor, which led to a search of that area, where they discovered both Downey and Kilbride's bodies, and subsequently charged Myra Hindley and Ian Brady with 3 counts of murder.
Cool.
Because clearly they also killed Mr. Edward.
Right. Oh.
The trial lasted 2 weeks, but the jury only needed 2 hours to find both of them guilty. And they both received multiple life sentences for the Moors murders, they're called. If you've ever heard, that's what you would look up. Okay? Before she confessed to the murder of Pauline and Keith, both defendants were convicted of killing Edward Evans and Leslie Downey on May 6, 1966. So the chilling 60-minute recording that had been played to the all-male jury of Leslie Ann's final moments before she was raped, forced, and posed naked and then murdered. They had to listen to all of it.
Ugh.
Which...
that would be awful.
Fucked that they had that.
Right, because back then, I would feel like even in the 80s and the 90s, that shit would be, because it's not like, I know it's weird, but you watch shit like American Horror Story or whatever, and people have become so desensitized and everything.
Wild.
I can't imagine being a 60-year-old man or a man or woman in his 60s serving on a jury and going like, oh my God, I won't sleep for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to hear as my final thing that I hear before I die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Hold on, I'm not done yet. I have to find my place. I forgot.
That's not cool. I don't know why I said it that way.
It is really cool.
It's...
Justin Fenton Atkinson, who presided over the case, called Brady wicked beyond belief, but did not believe the same to be true of Hindley. Once she is removed from Brady's influence, he said.
Okay.
In 1987, she and Brady finally admitted to murdering Keith Bennett and Pauline Reed, and following a return to the moors, Pauline's remains were discovered. Because Myra took the police out there and were like, fine, I'll just fucking show you where she is. Keith's body had never been discovered, and it is now a secret taken both to Hindley and Brady's graves.
Okay.
In 1998, 30 years later, Hindley broke her silence about the abuse she claimed to have suffered at the hands of Brady. She said she was under duress and abuse before the offenses, after and during them, and all the time she was with him. He used to threaten me and rape me and whip me and cane me. He threatened to kill my family. He dominated me completely, is what she said.
Okay.
She was also trying to appeal in court that year and accused David Smith of being Brady's accomplice while trying to win her appeals, but eventually she confessed instead and said she actually did kill them. And the appeal court, backed by the decision by former Home Secretary Jack Straw, they decided she should stay in prison until she died. And she did.
Thank God.
Myra Hindley spent her life in prison, never received parole, though she always maintained that she did not kill Leslie Ann Downey. She claimed and said that she went to run a bath for Downey and that when she returned, Brady had murdered the child. Which, who knows? Maybe it was true.
Well, then if you believe it, then you're guilty for stupidity. Fuck off.
Like, I'll just run her a bath, even though we killed these other children.
Yeah, she's totally wants that after you raped her.
Sickos.
Fucking.
She was also up to some other stuff while she was in jail. Want to know what it was?
Absolutely. Give it to me.
So she corresponded with Janie Jones, a UK pop star who released hundreds of letters between herself and the couple for a documentary on the Channel 4 News in England, Manchester.
Okay.
She also became a devout Roman Catholic again while in prison.
Of course she did.
And even gained a degree in humanities through Open University, which apparently you can gain a degree while you're in jail.
Well, they do treat their prisoners very well, which is, you know what, that's great. Good. I understand that. But humanities, really?
Yeah, well,
that's ironic.
She wanted to learn a few things about the human life.
Yeah. And how to be a decent person.
She died in jail at age 60 after suffering respiratory failure following a heart attack.
Well, sucks as
She was a 40-a-day smoker, though.
That'll do it.
In 1999 had been diagnosed with angina.
Yeah.
And hospitalized after suffering a brain aneurysm. So maybe you shouldn't smoke 40 a day, guys.
Or commit murders that you have to smoke 40 a day because your nerves are shot.
That too.
Yeah.
A member of the public left a banner at the entrance of the crematorium for her, which read "Burn in Hell."
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, on to Brady. He was Britain's longest serving offender and for 31 years lived at Ashworth Hospital, where he was on permanent suicide watch before he died on May 15th, 2017.
Oh.
Coroner Christopher Sumner said Brady's body would not be released until assurance it had been given, and that his ashes would not be scattered on Saddleworth Moor, says The Sun, the fucking newspaper, which is like, did people want his ashes to be spread where he buried bodies? Like, why was that a thing? Like, people asked, like, are his ashes going to be spread there? No. His ashes should be spread in the garbage can.
Yeah, it should be. It should be just sprinkled on the nearest landfill.
It should be fucking...
Yeah. In fact, don't even burn them.
Again.
Just throw them on the fucking pile. Who cares?
Just throw them in the pile.
It's garbage.
Literally. Anyways, I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
And like, that was like weird. A consideration for his ashes to be spread.
Yeah.
Like, should they be spread where he's buried his bodies?
That doesn't.
No, guys. What? Anyways, so An inquest into the death of Brady in May 2017 heard that he had vile sexual desires. Of course, he was a fucking weird sadist creep.
Shocking.
And the twisted killer kept notes, maps, and pictures of Saddleworth Moore in his secret collection, and even requested 2 briefcases that he had with him in his jail to not be opened and kept hidden instead when he died.
Is that like really like a thing though? Like, I don't give a fuck. We're gonna take your will and cramp it up and like.
Don't worry, Shay. It's a fucking thing.
What?
The serial killer. Okay, I already said that. Brady's inquest as he lay on his deathbed in 2017. That one of his last requests was that 2 locked briefcases to be taken from his room and kept hidden away. They
did it?
They literally did that. They still haven't opened the briefcases.
Why? I would be like, I don't give a fuck. This guy doesn't have any rights. They really are polite over there.
Yeah. So February 2021, I found an article. The proposed change in law has given the family of murdered 12-year-old Keith Bennett hope, believing the suitcases may lead to the schoolboy's body finally being found so they can get some closure. Oh, maybe we can open it just so we can get some closure. Maybe there's something about it.
And also, who cares? No one's gonna give a shit.
But in the case of Keith Bennett, they identified a gap in the existing search warrant legislation, so that's why they can't open the briefcase because now he's dead.
But who cares?
I know.
Does he have family? Are they like legitimately afraid he's gonna come back and haunt them? I'm super confused.
Well, they're saying it doesn't matter because they're both dead and they can't be charged for anything anymore anyway. So it's like, but it's exactly, that's why it's fucked up. And they still, to this day, they're still like waiting for the briefcases to be open. I found an article February 2022, and that was the last article I found about it.
Well, that's really sad.
And it's like, are you guys fucking kidding? You won't even open this shit?
That's
wild.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Wow, I got through that pretty quick.
That's your speediest record yet.
24
minutes.
Don't talk to me.
No, it's good.
But yeah, isn't that creepy and fucked up?
Yeah, it was really fucked up.
I literally had to Google into our 30-ish archives and be like, did she already do this?
Nope, I definitely did not.
Because it sounded familiar, maybe like Sid and Nancy kind of thing, because they were like telling each other crime stories and they like fantasized over their fucking, and they like they were like obsessed with the Nazi shit. I feel like there's another story
and I
like
think
that.
I talked about like
classic
one story that happened in England, and so that's probably what threw you off.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
that's it.
I got something to turn your frown right upside down.
Oh, thank God. I can't wait.
It's not a nice cool mint, but it's nice.
Is it somewhat of refreshing mint?
Oh, it's very refreshing.
It's a refreshing mint.
It's quite a palate cleanser.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear it.
Okay.
I'll click it.
Okay.
I'll click it to tick it.
Click it or ticket.
She's on.
She's on. Okay. Are you ready for a palate cleanser?
I'm ready.
This is like if Disney did a podcast with you right now and did do a palate cleanser.
Oh, Disney.
So I'm doing the history of animals in the military.
Oh, wow.
Literally.
That's random and cute.
Yeah, literally a palate cleanser.
Good.
Okay. So, but mostly in the U.S.
What sparked this for you?
I don't know. Maybe a Sarah McLachlan commercial. I'm not quite sure.
In the Arms of the Angels.
Yeah, I don't know what I was watching. It might have actually been a Disney movie, and I don't know what it was.
Operation Dumbo Drop?
Probably, yes. Bolt. I don't know what it was, but like, yeah. So I was just like, oh, I'm gonna just do that. That'd be kind of cute and adorable.
What's Bolt about?
It's not about a military. It's just about like a courageous little dog, and he has superpowers. But no. He is in a show, and so he believes he has superpowers because he's a dog. And then he has to rescue his owner, but he doesn't have superpowers, so he has to persevere and make friends and build relationships. Yeah, whole thing.
And they all save them
together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful story.
Yeah. So we're going to mostly do military animals in the U.S. because... America, so whatever.
Of course.
Doesn't matter. Actually, fun fact, which we'll talk a little bit about in a bit. actually Great Britain's the one that actually has the medals for king animals. So
wow, Britain taking it back.
I don't know who I'm looking at over here. Like looking at you,
looking at you, computer.
Yeah. So we can state the obvious one: the dog. Those loyal beasts have been in service since the days of Marcus Aurelius, which was Russell Crowe's main man. Hashtag gladiator. Yes, but
Russell.
Roll Russell. Oh, God, that was like the last time I really found him attractive.
Yeah. I recently watched Robin Hood.
Did you?
With him
that was a great one. No, wait, no, that's Kevin Costner.
No.
Oh, the new one. I never watched that one. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, not the 90s
Kevin Costner was my Robin Hood.
He was mine too.
He won Best Actor, I believe, for Yellowstone. Fuck yeah. Have you watched that yet?
Kevin, I haven't. Dude, I have not.
You gotta watch it. So good.
I've been watching The Lost Kitchen.
What's that?
On Discovery Plus. It's about a woman who started a restaurant in Freedom, Maine, in an old house, and people have to send in postcards to get picked to go to dinner at her restaurant.
That's fucking awesome.
And it's seasonal, and it's literally the dream. And she only gets ingredients from local farms in Maine.
Does it end like the menu does? I won't say it in case somebody has not watched it. It's really good. Go watch it.
Is it what?
Does it end like because it has a very setup like the menu where some people might not have watched them. Oh. I think everybody
you don't know what the menu's about by now.
I think everybody knows that most of them die. They just don't know how. But anyway,
no, it's actually a happy story every time.
Well, then that's good.
The diners are appreciated and the diners aren't assholes.
Then that's all that matters.
I'm sure there's some people that are assholes, sir. But on the show, they don't portray that.
That's nice.
They don't.
Just
anyways.
Doing that good. I love that. Okay. She is. Okay. Honestly, though, like, the doggos were probably used way before Marcus Aurelius this time. But who's to say? Anyway. Let's start off with the ones for transportation. So the horse was most widely used animal throughout the recorded history of warfare, yada, 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 for chariots, all of the things. Let's see. A knight's war horse was trained to bite and kick.
Bite?
Didn't know that, which that would fucking... If you weren't getting stabbed with a rusty sword or an arrow, but imagine them getting bit and kicked in the face by a horse.
Yikes.
No. The combination of the horse-mounted warrior armed with a bow made for the steppe people's armies the most powerful military force in Asian history. Let's see. The appearance of modern range weapons and motor vehicles, horse use for military purposes fell into decline, obviously. However, horses and mules are still extensively used by various armies today for transporting difficult terrain, like when they cars can get up there, or drones. Have you
drones?
It's off of Shields. I guess there's a restaurant, not a restaurant, it's a bar. It's called Emporium. It's very different from Emporium, and there's like horses that are just like hanging out, like they'll get off on their like little horses and they tie them out there. It's fucking wild. Like in the middle of the day.
Oh my God, that's sweet.
It's fucking cool.
No, but they have karaoke there and they have a bunch of pool tables and stuff. I heard that place is sweet.
Rosie, it's like she lives like a block away, and she was just talking about that. Like she's like, we should do that and then go hot tubbing. And I'm like, what is this bar? She's like, it's fucking amazing.
And it's like Dazed and Confused themed or something.
Oh really?
Yeah.
We still need to go to that 80s pizza.
We do. We haven't gone. We gotta go. It's not. Thank God it's not next to the nail salon anymore, so it doesn't smell like nails anymore. Now. Probably is. Yeah. It's somewhere.
No, it's. I think it's over by Emporium. It's like across, maybe one block up. I'm not sure. We can figure it out, but we should have go. Let's see. Next up is elephants. So they were not considered domesticatable. They can be trained to serve as mounts or for like moving heavy loads. And Sanskrit hymns record their use for military purposes as early as 1100 BC.
Damn, Sanskrit hymns referred to the elephants? That's dope.
Can you imagine? That's group crazy. Of elephants was employed by Hannibal during the second...
But I mean, might as well fucking...
Right? They're like the largest
are literal tanks as animals.
Yeah. And most of them are pretty smart, so I would imagine you could probably train them. pretty well.
Yeah, if you're an asshole.
Yeah, that's true.
They'll still listen to you if you are an asshole.
The circus.
Hashtag the circus.
I couldn't.
Barnum
I was like,
and Bailey.
Thank you. I was like, what the fuck was it called? Yes. So Hannibal during the Second Punic War, which was 218 to 201 BC, Yikes. They were employed. So that was like the first recorded whatever for them. They were also employed, though, as recently as World War II by both the Japanese and the Allies.
Nice.
Do you know what's crazy, though? Like, if I said the Allies, the Allies are just, I feel like, different depending on what side of the story you're on.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Our allies. Okay? Just so everybody's clear.
The allies.
We don't like Nazi bullshit. Anyway, not that we had to break it down. I just thought it a funny...
Yes.
Whatever. It's not funny. Anyway. Camels.
We get it. The cams.
So they have been typically seen used as mounts in arid regions. Obviously, it's actually called the camel cavalry, which is adorable.
That sounds like a little animal, like a little.
I just think
show.
I'm racist, and I'm just like go to like something from Aladdin with Prince Ali. But
I was literally singing that song today. Is that weird? I was singing.
You have like you're everywhere and everything at once.
Know what other song I was singing yesterday?
What was it?
The America's Funniest Home Video theme song.
Really? Oh yeah.
All the funniest things you do, America, America.
This is you.
They never do. You're gonna be a star tonight, so let that camera roll.
Oh my god,
that's all
dude.
I remember.
That's amazing. R.I.P. Bobby.
Got it. Thanks for letting me get
that was
that out.
Nice. It was good. Was that therapeutic? I think everybody did. Maybe
I
should make that our music that we switch over to. It'd be amazing.
You want to listen to 30 years? We got some shit to say. I don't know.
Perfect.
I'll think of some lyrics.
A new theme song. Could record it.
We should.
We can.
I've been wanting to bust out my keyboard.
That's right. We could totally do a new theme song. So camels, they're better able to traverse sandy deserts, obviously better than horses because they require less water.
And they don't have those feet.
That's true. They have those little...
They're like big old
like
padded
toes.
web toe feet.
Grab the sand.
To let them sit on top of the sand.
Exactly.
Come on, Kratz creatures.
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Fucking
so
cats,
hot.
creatures.
Kratz brothers are so
the
hot.
Kratz brothers. They actually are pretty attractive.
They're pretty hot.
Pretty hot. Let's see. Camels were employed in both world wars. Camels are used today by the Indian Army and Border Security Force for patrolling the desert regions of Rajasthan. That's wrong. Sorry about that. But anyway, they're used today.
Damn.
I would be pulled over by... It would be like being pulled over by a Mountie.
When you ever see a camel, it's going to spit at you, okay?
Probably. I've heard they're really mean.
Because you just pronounced Rajasthan.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I've also... They're probably just like... Yeah. Anyway. Mules were used by the U.S. Army, the British Army,
Your
and
faves.
my favorites.
Well, donkeys.
Kind of. Mules are like a combination of a donkey and a horse, but...
So it's
whatever.
like your favorites combined.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, they're really great. They're really smart, and they can haul a lot of shit.
They can.
So they were mules. So they were used by the U.S. Army, the British Army, and the British Indian Army during World War II to carry supplies and equipment over difficult terrain, pack animals that were innately patient, cautious, and hardy. Just reliable. Reliable.
Patient, kind.
Yes. They just give you a warm blanket when you're down.
They'll shovel you up a hill.
Exactly.
Is that what you ride in the Grand Canyon, or do you ride a donkey?
I think you ride donkeys, but I think they have mules too, because they're like the donkeys are just like, fuck you guys, I just want to sit in the pasture and not do this shit. Let's see. So they could carry heavy loads of supplies where jeeps and even pack horses could not travel. Mules were used in North Africa, Burma, and in Italy. They are also used for transporting supplies in mountainous regions. Kind of the same thing with oxen. So those guys have been used in war as beasts of burden, especially to transport heavy or siege. That was me. Okay. Artillery. I was like, what is happening? Did someone just drop like a big thing of rice?
That's my built-in rainmaker stick.
Perfect. I knew it.
That is my mouth.
Lovely. So they transported heavy or siege artillery through heavy terrain. Both Sweden and later the Soviet Union attempted, but did not succeed to utilize moose as deep snow cavalry.
What?
Can you imagine? Moose were discovered to be unused.
That would be so scary. How do you get a moose?
You don't. You run the other way because they're fucking dangerous creatures. Moose were discovered to be unsuitable for warfare as they are easily contracted livestock. They easily contracted livestock diseases, were difficult to feed, and fled the battleground. They're like, "Fuck this, motherfuckers! Are you gonna stop me?"
I'm a dinosaur,
right? And like, "Are you gonna stop me?" And they're like, "No, you go ahead, right ahead, sir." Yeah, no, they're not. And the Soviets later trained moose not to be gun shy, but were unable to make use of their cavalry because of the Soviet-Finnish War, and World War II. So I guess maybe the funding stopped. Oh can you imagine how many soldiers probably had to die to try and train the first moose? They're training a dragon. Damn near impossible. Not because one doesn't exist. They're so
wild.
Yeah, and they're mean.
It's not territorial. I feel like they're not spooked easily. They're not like, I'll submit. They don't submit to you.
I would think that would be like trying to train a rhinoceros or hippo.
Yeah, literally.
They're fucking mean.
They are. That always reminds me of moose. When you were talking about training a moose, it reminds me of the 1990s classic Wild America starring Devon Sawa, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and that other guy with brown hair that was cute that I don't remember his name.
Fine.
Brian.
I don't think I watched that one. I wasn't into those.
You didn't watch it?
No, I never watched those ones.
It had Devon Sawa and JTT.
I know.
Together. They were on a road trip across America. I
remember what the premise was. Together, I just never watched it.
Rugged and roughing it up.
Just 13-year-old boys, and he was just...
They were like 18.
Were they 18?
They were hot.
Oh, that's right. And there's this one part... He had cut off all his hair, and so he kind of had buzzed a little bit.
And they like were all like fucking rough around the edges.
They're like, I'm done with home improvement. Move over.
He's like, look at my shaggy hair now. It's fucking 1996.
Jesus.
And there's a part in that movie where Jonathan Taylor Thomas rides a moose.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
It is very realistic
and
very suspenseful.
I can only imagine.
If you can only imagine.
I will look it up later.
We're going to have to YouTube it.
Okay.
Anyways.
I like it.
Move along.
You should fucking tag that shit and...
How do I do that? How do people put clips of movies on their fucking Instagram?
Well, we can figure it out.
Someone needs to crash course me.
I feel like you would just have to record it on your phone.
Oh, screen record.
Right. That's how you probably would do it.
That's it. Okay, got it.
Figured it out. That's what we do. We problem solve here. Okay, so as fighters or mounted, we're kind of like mounts, like putting guns and shit on them. Okay, so dogs. So during their conquest of Latin America, Spanish conquistadors used atlas. What are these called? They're called. I think they're an extinct breed.
Outlaws.
Outlaws. Yeah, to kill warriors. Yeah, outlaws or outlaws. I think it's I think it's an extinct.
Outlaws.
Yeah, they're.
I was thinking of that cat. Never mind.
What is it? An ocelot?
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
That's hilarious. I guess they're called Spanish. They're called Spanish bulldogs.
Perfect.
Little pennies out there. So they trained them to kill warriors in the Caribbean, Mexico, and Peru.
Damn.
Mastiffs were used, as well as Great Danes. And these guys were used in England during the Middle Ages, where their large size was used to scare horses to throw off their riders or to pounce on knights on horseback, disabling them until their master delivered the final blow.
Nice.
But apparently,
Teamwork.
allegedly, Ramesses II had a pet lion which fought with him during the Battle of Cutest.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Badass.
It's like a moose, though. I hope you fed him really well, because...
He might turn on you.
He'd be like, you know what? Fuck as shit. So
for real.
Yeah. Let's see.
Like Ramesses, like the Egyptian king?
Yeah, the Egyptian king.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure we were on the same page. Dude, those people probably like they were probably like bringing jaguars in and
totally,
shit.
like little Black Panthers, and they're like, just go.
Here's my lion, bitch.
Yeah, figure it out. Like, you got spears, that's cute.
Cute.
Pliny the Elder, I might be saying that incorrectly, so again, sorry, wrote about the use of war pigs against elephants.
Oh.
As he relates it.
Against elephants?
Yeah, dangerous bacon. Not into that. So, as he relates it, elephants became scared by the squeal of a pig and would panic, bringing disaster to any soldiers who stood in their path of fight or flight.
Oh,
so,
that makes
kind
sense.
of like, maybe they were just like, they thought they were mice. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
They were huge mice.
Huge mice. Delicious mice. Okay, so war elephants were widely used in most parts of South Asia and North Africa, and also were employed by Didochi kingdoms, the kingdom of Kush, and the Roman Empire. I was wondering if you were going to say, hell yeah. I guess in some...
The Roman Empire, too.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense, because like, I always kind of forget like how kind of close they are. Yeah.
Yeah, they're right there.
Yeah, just across the sea.
Give us some of those.
Give me some of them. They probably were very powerful.
They probably lived there then.
Yeah, that's
probably roaming the streets.
Well, like Rome, I mean, I would imagine
the Roman Empire.
They roamed if they wanted to.
Yeah, they roamed around the world.
Fucking B-52s. I guess in some pictures people would just I wrote that really weird. So, like, in some pictures that I was seeing, they would, like, just strap machine guns to elephants. Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
perfect.
Super cool. Cattle. In some instances, we saw use...
Come on, Bessie.
Yep.
You're going to war.
You're going to war. You're dry as a bone. We have no use to you, and you're gamey as fuck.
Your udders have dried up. Yep. You got to go to war now.
Your gun. So...
The chickens came.
They did not.
That's
but
good.
So
that wouldn't work very well.
They saw use in battle through man-made stampedes of panicking herds that were driven towards the enemy. This was often a dangerous tactic to those that released them, especially following the invention of gunpowder. And in like 2 battles, herds of cattle were released into the battlefield, but stampeded back into their own army's lines due to the gunfire from the opposing army.
Whoa.
Yeah, so whoops. They're like, oh, this
didn't think about that.
Oh, hell no. So this one's a little sad.
Yikes.
We're going to get a little sad here for a second.
You said my frown would be
I know, and I
kind
of forgot about this. So these were examples on how they were used
whales
as living bombs.
Sharks. Oh, no. I was going to say chickens could be used for, like, running around with, like, bombs.
That's true. So...
sorry, chickens. You guys are just not as smart.
According to this, I guess this somebody called Shay in, so monkeys were used in the beginning of the Southern Song Dynasty in a battle between rebels of Yasu province and the Chinese Imperial Army led by Zhao Yu. The monkeys were used as live, like, incendiary devices.
Jesus.
The animals were clothed with straw, dipped in oil, and set on fire. They were set loose into the army's camp, thereby setting the tents on fire and driving the whole camp into chaos.
Holy shit.
Isn't that sad?
Why do I feel like I heard about this recently? And I
don't
was like,
know.
This is insane.
Like
the monkeys?
It must have been, I bet you it was probably like something on like weird history facts.
Yeah, probably.
In 1267, the sheriff of Essex was accused of plotting to release flying cockerels. Is that like cockatiels?
Cockerels? Cockerels?
Carrying bombs over London.
Wow!
Yeah. Let's see. Anti-tank dogs. A Soviet World War II weapon that had mixed success. Canines with explosives strapped to their backs were used as anti-tank weapons. Project Pigeon, a proposed U.S. World War II weapon that used pigeons to guide bombs. So that's not as bad. That's okay. There's a thing called a bat bomb, a U.S. project that used Mexican free-tailed bats to carry small incendiary bombs, so again, being lit on fire and just being thrown in there.
Of course.
Animal-borne bombs, they have been used by modern terrorist insurgents in the Middle East who have affixed explosive to animals sometimes left wandering alone, probably chickens, and other times ridden by suicide bombers, probably horses or something like that, in modern insurgent attacks in the Middle East. And one more. Historical accounts of incendiary pigs were recorded by military writer it's not polyamorous, Polyaeneas, and by I don't know, I could be saying that incorrectly.
Multiple anuses.
Yeah, multiple anuses, and Aileen. Both writers reported that a siege in Migria in 266 BC was broken when these are such hard words to pronounce. When the Megarinas doused some pigs with combustible pitch, crude oil, or resin, set them alight, and drove them towards the enemy's massed war elephants. The elephants bolted in terror from the flaming, squealing pigs, as would anybody, often killing a great number of their own soldiers by trampling them to death. So,
well, that's one way to do it.
Correct. So there also were some that were to conceal explosive devices. So I guess it's still kind of the same. For example, an exploding rat. Dead rats were I guess these were already dead animals. So dead rats were prepared for use by the British Special Operations Executive in World War II against Germany. A lot of shit happened in World War II. Yeah. Rat carcasses were filled with plastic explosives to be left in locations where factories were. It hoped to the stroker tending a boiler would likely dispose of the unpleasant discovery of shoveling it into the furnace, causing it to explode. Oh. The rats contain only a small amount of explosive. However, a puncture of a high-pressure boiler could trigger a devastating boiler explosion. Let's see.
We really hope they just throw these in the fire.
Right?
That's the way this will work.
It's fine. Let's see. They've been used in communications. For instance, Charlie, he was a horse, and he carried the disc kind of like fucking Paul Revere. Charlie the horse, he carried the dispatch of this General Slocum to General Sherman, announcing the surrender of Atlanta, Georgia in the American Civil War.
Wow, thanks, Charlie.
Yeah, homing pigeons have seen use since medieval times for carrying messages. They are still employed for a regular purpose during World War I. We should bring those back. I mean, we do. We have them here in Fort Collins.
We do, for the rafting. We've talked about this, guys.
Which is very cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah, so
they were coolest.
It is actually pretty badass. They were still employed for a similar purpose during World War I and World War II. In World War II, their experiments were also performed in the use of the pigeons for guiding missiles, known as the Project Pigeon. The pigeon was placed inside so they could see out through a window. They were trained to peck at the controls to left or right, depending on the location of the target shape, which is bananas.
We don't think pigeons are so dumb.
Right? They ain't. They smart. They smart animals.
They're gonna run the world.
They're smart
soon.
Dinosaurs. Okay, so for espionage, spies.
Ooh.
In the years before the First World War, pigeon. I almost said pigeon pornography. Pigeon photography.
I'm sure there is that.
I'm sure there is.
Don't Google it.
Please don't Google it.
Good luck if you do.
It's just like a plucked chicken. Or pigeon.
Yuck.
So that was introduced to military intelligence, in military intelligence gatherings. Let's see. Although employed during major battles like Verdun and Somme, the method was not particularly successful, and various attempts were made during the Second World War as well. A CIA pigeon camera dating from the 1970s is displayed at the CIA Museum.
I wonder if they do that with
And those pictures are still classified.
Oh.
So, just saying. Oh, this is a great one. The acoustic kitty.
Ooh.
So this was a CIA project to use surgically modified cats to spy on Kremlin and the Soviet embassies in the 1960s. So the idea was for a surgeon to create a spy cat by turning the feline secret agent into a prowling audio device by inserting technology into the animal via surgery. So it was just like a giant walkie-talkie. Except it was one way.
Dude, when was this?
This was like in the 1960s.
What are they doing now? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I feel like there's fake mosquitoes listening to me or some shit. You know what I mean?
So I didn't write some of that down, but there was a thing about they used, I think it was the Chinese or Japanese that used insects for chemical warfare. They weren't listening, but they were they would do something when they would put shit in the thorax of a pupa. It's fucking bananas what people would do.
And it's oh yeah, they just stopped doing that. They've never progressed since the 60s. Can you imagine what's going on right now?
100%.
We don't know fucking anything.
No. They say, so it had a $10 million, budget or whatever. And the project failed to produce, practical results as, cats are assholes, and was canceled in 1967. Documents about the project were declassified in 2001, and according to the former CIA employee and whistleblower, Victor Marchetti, the project cost around $25 million. And they're like, yeah, it turns out cats aren't real cooperative. And yeah, you would have better luck with a fucking moose.
Probably.
Let's be real. In 2006, The Independent ran a story about the Pentagon develops brain implants to turn sharks into military spies. It was fucking fake, but I put it in here anyway because it was funny.
The fucking laser sharks.
With the fucking freaking laser beams on their head. So, and then this one was also, it was fake. He just didn't know what the fuck he was talking about, but it was still funny. In 2007, Iranian authorities captured 14 scrolls which allegedly carrying spying equipment. The story was widely dismissed in the West as nuts.
What?
It was just, they were making a joke that it was nuts.
Oh.
And it ended up being little leg tags. That's the guy thought he was seeing spy equipment on their legs, on pigeons and squirrels and shit. And that was just they were just monitoring them. They weren't it wasn't anything.
Oh.
And then we have the age-old chestnut of just they're used for locating hazards. So we have dogs, which have been used to detect mines. They train to spot tripwires as well as mines and other booby traps. They were also employed for security duty and to spot snipers or hidden enemy forces. On land, giant pouched rats, such as the Gambian giant pouched rat, have been tested with considerable success as specialized mine-detecting animals, as their keen sense of smell helps in identification of explosives, and their small size prevents them from triggering landmines.
Damn, that's crazy.
Here we go. Chickens.
Here we go.
Chickens were used during the Gulf Wars to detect poisonous gases in an operation called Kawadi Fried Chicken, KFC.
Oh my god.
The designation of the U.S. Marines for chickens used in the role was poultry chemical confirmation devices. The plan was put on hold after 41 of the 43 chickens used for such purposes died within a week of arrival in Kuwait. Sorry.
Oh.
I was it's not a light bulb, dummy.
Oh, no.
Beginning during the Cold War, research has been done on the uses of many species of marine mammals for military purposes. The U.S. Navy Marine Mammal Program uses military dolphin and sea lions for underwater, for mine clearance and object recovery, and that's still going on today.
That's crazy.
If you look at pictures, it's a giant thing on the dolphin's flipper. It's weird.
And that doesn't bother them.
It probably, he's like, this is fucking bullshit. And this was just a random one. It was I had to other. So ferrets in 2010, a former version of the 1st Battalion, the Yorkshire Regiment, who was based in Munster, Germany at the time, welcomed visitors at the camp gate with some furry and sometimes disobedient recruits. Ferrets were a gift to the battalion by a farmer near their base. During the First World War, ferrets would be used when there was food shortages. They would be encouraged down holes to bring rabbits to be eaten. And the little sharp-clawed pets even had their little passports and even wore like little camouflage jackets. In like their airports. So cute.
I'm a fucking ferret.
Get that pre-board, suckers.
I need my passport, please. Stamp it, bitch. I'm collecting my stamps.
It's amazing.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
It was pretty cute. And here's some notable examples. In the Battle of I'm really testing my phonics here today, you guys. Pelusium? That's so wrong. It was in 525 BC, so it doesn't exist anymore.
It does in my heart.
So these guys used cats and other animals as psychological tactic against the Egyptians, who avoided harming cats due to their religious beliefs because they felt they were like the basalts.
Like, you want me to fucking stab this? You better tell me some shit.
And he's like, don't hurt the kitty cat. During the Warring States period of Chinese history, let's see. They were said to have they had like 1,000 oxen dressed and painted like dragons, and then they had their tails lit on fire. I don't know what this obsession is with like lighting these animals on fire.
That's not.
But they lit them on fire, lit the tails on fire and sent them against the opposing Yan army. So, well, whatever.
Fire's a powerful thing.
And then again, lighting more things on fire. Hannibal Barca had torches attached to horns of bulls before being set alit during nightfall and allowing them to run amok. The Romans, believing the torchlights were from fleeing Carthaginian soldiers, pursued the cattle and were caught in the ambush.
Well, they
apparently,
tried.
There was a baboon called Corporal Jackie who fought in World War I.
Fuck yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
He's probably... baboons can get wild.
It's true. I wonder if nasty. You can, like, they could rip your fucking face off. I don't know. Any more than a fucking moose. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wojtek, a Syrian brown bear cub served with a Polish corpse and famously fought at the Battle of Monte Cassino. Oh. So he was a little brown bear and he fought with them.
What a nice boy.
What a nice boy. What a nice cub.
I was waiting to hear you say, like, some people were using, like, some fucking falcons or some hawks or some shit.
No, a lot of the MVPs were pigeons. So
pigeons. So wow.
The awards, we had the PDSA Dickin Medal was instituted in 1943 in the United Kingdom.
The what in medal?
The Dickin Medal? Yeah, the Dickin Medal was instituted in 1943 in the United Kingdom by Maria Dickin to honor the work of animals in World War II. It is a bronze medallion.
They were so happy to live for those rewards.
They did. They were just like, thank God I've got my recognition.
Finally, I've lived up to my mother's expectations of me as an otter.
She's going to be so proud.
Army otters?
I don't know if they do, that they should. They're fucking
attack
smart.
Otters?
That'd be amazing. These things are mean too. They're cute though. They are. So it was a bronze medallion bearing the words for gallantry, when you're gallantary. And we also serve within a laurel wreath carried on a ribbon of striped green, dark brown, and pale blue. It was awarded to animals that have displayed copious gallantry or devotion to duty while serving or associated with any branch of the armed forces or civil defenses units. The award is commonly referred to the animal's Victoria Cross. So super fancy. The first recipients of the award in December 1943 were 3 pigeons serving with the Royal Air Force who contributed to the recovery of air crews from ditched aircraft, which is so adorable. Good for them.
Good job, pigeons.
The most recent recipient is Hertz, a German short-haired pointer who served with the RAF police in Afghanistan. The medal has been awarded 74 times since 1943, plus one honorary PTSD Dickin Medal was awarded in 2014. And the recipients comprise of 37 dogs, 32 pigeons, 4 horses, and 1 cat.
Wow,
I know. 1 cat. They were like, I think he was on some ship. He was a ship's cat, and he would like catch all the mice on the. So they're like, you get a medal.
You
And so the Americans were like, okay, we gotta get a medal eventually, because Britain was the only one that was doing it. So the animals, you
gotta get on board.
You gotta get on board. So the Animals in War and Peace Medal of Bravery was instituted in 2019 in the United States by Robin Hutton.
Like very recently?
Yeah. And Mary Lou. M-I-R-A-I? Mary Lou. Mari. Yeah, Mary Lou Living Good. To honor the work of American animals in war and peace, the medal was created to be the American equivalent of the Dickin Medal. Yeah. And so
top that.
Yes, atop that. So there was a couple, like, a lot of it was like post, like they were already gone. And then I think only like a handful of like live animals had gotten that one. And then a second medal, the Animals in War and Peace Distinguished Service Medal, was introduced at the 200. Oh my God, I've been saying BC so much. 2022 ceremony for animals who have been distinguished themselves by exceptional service to the U.S. in a duty of great responsibility. Wow. Sounds like a fucking Spider-Man quote. And that so far has been awarded to 3 dogs. It's always the fucking dogs.
Dogs, man.
And that's
the most loyal.
That's all I got.
Well, shit, that was very different than mine.
It was wholesome.
It was wholesome and pure.
It was.
Just like your soul.
Thank you. You're so nice.
Thanks, Shay. I really try to be kind.
You are kind. Do you rewind?
As well as all of you should.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, are you not going to drink your drink?
I can't right now. I'm drinking this drink.
Do you want me to chug it?
You can. Would you like to?
Do you want me to drink some of it?
Yeah. It's too spicy. You're going to fall asleep now.
It's so late.
But it's fine.
So late in the evening. No,
we're doing pretty good, actually.
No, we're doing great. Hey, guys.
Are you there?
We're here.
It's us.
Did you make it? Are you here with us? Papa, can you hear me?
Yes.
Papa? Dad? He's not listening.
No.
Thanks for joining us today on the podcast 30-ish, where we fucking
just rage.
Do our thing. We
rage.
We just
rage all the time.
And we're 30-ish. So what else would you do? If you don't already, definitely follow us on Instagram. If you want to leave us a rate and a review on any of the podcast platforms that you listen to us on, please do it. If it's your first time, DM us and tell us, because that's exciting.
That is exciting.
If it's your 55th time,
DM us anyway.
DM us too. That's awesome. And thanks again, if you're one of our listeners in Germany, we want to hear from you.
It's true.
The most. Well,
because I'm curious.
Now's the time where we roll the dice.
Yep. All right, am I going first? I always go first.
Shay's going first. She's going to roll the dice. What'd she get? 5.
I'm trying to make it. I think so.
Is that what you got again?
No, it's free roll. Yes.
5.
What am I going to do?
Welcome to the part of the show where we still don't know what numbers pertain to each topic on the dice.
I can do 2 and 1, and that's all I got. Both a free roll.
Free rolls.
Oh, those are fun.
Oh, what the fuck are
we all know what I'm doing, but I never know what you're doing.
I'm not going to do crime, probably.
No.
It takes it a lot out of me.
Oh, I love it.
And you know, I was thinking about this. I was like, I don't like crime, and I never roll it.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show about, your life and the universe. Sometimes
it's the law of attraction.
It is.
Sometimes.
It's the law of
something.
It's not really the law of repulsion.
No.
But that's probably not a word.
We can make it. It's my new pronoun.
Repulsion?
Yes.
Okay, good. Perfect. Well, now we know that, and now I can call you that.
Perfect. So. I will only answer to that. So, figured out.
Figured. All right, well, we thank you and we love you, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.